Hi, everybody. Aletha here for yet another Powerhouse Conscious Mindset Talk. I am here with the wonderful, phenomenal healer and just an awesome person in general, Jing Jackson. So, without further ado, please let me introduce you to Jing. Jing, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello. So my name is Jing Jackson. I originally from China, and I'm from an ethnic minority in the southwest of China, the mountain area. And I have been living in New Zealand 10 years now, and currently I'm staying in the sunshine capital, Nelson, at top the South Island. At the moment, I'm teaching Tai Chi, Qigong, and also doing hands-on healing work at my own studio called The Healing Heart.
Oh, wonderful. Now,
So
if I
that's me.
remember my geography correct, New Zealand is right below Australia, correct? And
Yep.
does it run north south or does it run east west? Like I'm from Jamaica and Jamaica
Yep.
runs east west. So does New Zealand run straight or sideways?
Depends on where you are. I guess the global is wrong shape. So I'm from the south, and we do say like on the east island. Yeah, we are surrounded by water, so definitely there's the same. You
Okay.
have east and west.
Well, in our private conversation, you told me that you
Mm,
were a
mm,
lawyer and then
mm,
you switched to a different, completely 180 modality
mm,
of becoming
mm,
a complementary alternative medicine practitioner. And so, can
mm,
you tell us a little bit more about that healing journey that you had to go into this transition, a cocoon kind of, and coming out
mm,
as, from what I see and hear, you are living your passionate, purpose-driven life.
mm, mm. Yeah, so I have a law degree, and so back to almost 15 years ago when I graduated from law school. So I was working as a full-time in-house lawyer for a few years, and that's back to China. And I noticed, you can kind of not like threaten people, but when we negotiated and law is there, it serves its purpose, but people not necessarily happy. And so that triggered me to find out how I can help people, really help people to find the harmony to restore their happiness and healthy life. So I turned to psychology and start with I volunteer for a lifeline to help people who feel depressed or they just want to find someone to support them of suicide line.
Mhm.
And then I become an assistant to a psychologist for almost 3, 4 years before I came out of China. The reason I started to travel also, I love my job so much, and then I experienced burnout, and then came to New Zealand, and then I volunteered 2 years in England without any money, simply live and work for other people's needs, and
Mhm.
then eventually come back to New Zealand again, and then I work in a law firm, back to the law.
Well,
um, yeah, and then I see again so many people's not tragedy but difficult situation. I would say that trigger me reflect on what's my real purpose and how can I really create some change that benefit for them on a sustainable way. And I myself, yeah, also been through a quite a big journey when I in New Zealand. So my husband is a we call Pakeha, so is a New Zealand European.
mhm.
And just 6 months after we got married, so he suddenly died at the age of just 40. There was quite a shocking experience. So I myself has come through trauma and grave as a migrant at the time. Yeah, many difficult situation. I can't quite remember now, but
Oh,
thanks to
no,
the
no.
community support, that's why that's why now I become um a healer or doing healing jobs that hopefully to help other people being through those difficult situations that feels that they can come out or just offer what I can do for them.
Uh,
And yeah, and I'm really happy with. what I'm doing now in the current position. Yeah.
Well, Jing, I am sincerely
Mm,
sorry to hear about the loss of your love.
mm,
Um,
mhm.
but you mentioned the word that the community came together to help
Yeah.
you. But
Yeah.
in our private conversation, you also
Mm,
mentioned a
mm,
uniqueness, a unique
mm,
character about your where you live in New Zealand, that the
mm,
community is almost
mm.
very spiritually connected. The community, it finds itself
Yes.
as a priority instead of
Mm,
priority, so that everyone in the community will try to work
mm,
towards helping each other. Is that what
mm.
I heard correctly?
Yes, yeah, it's very similar with my own upbringing. So at the moment, I'm also a student and I'm learning Karail, which is the local indigenous people's language and their culture, the Maori people. So Maori people, similar to my culture, we are very community based. They
Mm,
judge from like when we ask who you are, I'm part of my family, I'm part of the land, like
mm,
in Terrell, the words, the land, Finua and Fano family, and Whakapapa and sister, they all share the same beginning of the words. That means where I am is I eat, like Chinese say, you are what you eat. So if you think about the mountain and the river, they become the food, and then I eat them, they become part of me.
mm,
So my identity is not deep independent of the land where I'm from. That's why I'm a Chinese and I will forever a Chinese. They are part of my bones when I upbringing there. All the mountain, the river, they nourish me, become part of me and who I am.
mm,
And on this, so when we introduce ourselves, we'll always talk about that. So that's my family first, and then in the end, that's me.
mhm,
So when we heal someone, we also look at the holistic view, like so different with counseling. Um, so yeah, I did not like criticize counseling. It's just different way of thinking when you close the door. Okay, what we are
sure.
going to say here is just
Yeah.
staying here. When we might ask the person, if someone go to see a Chinese doctor, you ask like, oh, so how's your family and how's your sleep and how's your emotion? We don't separate like this your mental problem.
Right,
So I'm a doctor and a physician. I only look after your body.
right.
That's you. It has nothing to do with your mom or your husband or your child. And so when you go to see a Chinese doctor, they ask questions like, yeah, like sleep and your emotion, and then also ask like, how's your relationship with your parents and how's
Mhm.
your work stress and oh, and how's your diet? So it's a holistic view.
Right.
So Chinese, you might heard about like feng shui. That means the
Yes,
layout of the environment.
yes.
Yeah, so the Chinese doctor might prescribe you like you might need to change or bring some fresh plants or change the layout of your bed or yeah, eat something. For example, have some ginger tea in the morning. Yeah, you should go out for a walk and or do particular exercise. It's all part of the prescription, like green prescription. Yeah, in
Yes.
New Zealand, it's very popular, and the Greens prescription is officially part of the public funded health system.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Mm,
And I love the way you said when you introduce yourself, you don't
mm,
talk
mm,
about yourself. You talk
mm.
about the mountain or the nature. You talk about
Yeah.
the community and how
Mm,
the community or how you
yeah.
are part of the community. You
Mm,
don't just isolate
yeah.
yourself and say, "Oh, this is me. Everything is around me." You first
Yeah.
center outward, and I absolutely love that perspective and that mindset. And to get people to do that is obviously going to be a journey, a change from what we are
Mm,
so used to. Um,
mm,
you also mentioned the holistic view, and that is what
mm,
complementary alternative medicine is all about. And
mm,
so
mm,
I too am back in
mm,
school, studying mind
mm,
and body medicine with a
mm,
specialty in integrative wellness coaching. And so
mm,
we look at the whole influences on the
mm,
individual, what's influencing them to have their body respond
mm,
in the way that they are responding. And I absolutely
mm,
love that. What do you think about
mm.
when a client comes to you and you have to do that, take that history of the client's influences? How do you keep how do you integrate the history into the treatment?
I think on the way that when someone relax on a table and they have deeper awareness and then something come to the surface, they might start to have better understanding. For example, like I talk about my own experience on my own healing journey. I start to realize, wow, what my dad they had been through when they were young and their trauma passed on to me in my upbringing. So now at this moment, when I heal myself, I not just heal my individual, actually I heal my ancestral line. I heal for them energetically.
Amen.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm,
So we talk about epigenetics and how even
mm,
before we were born, seven ancestry generations ago,
mm.
we were
Yeah.
already created. And so
Mm,
how our body responds to stress, it was already
mm,
predestined. And
mm,
so deciding that this generation, this life that you're
mm,
in,
mm,
you are going to
mm,
help your ancestry by
yeah.
changing how you respond to stress.
Mm,
So, what are some
mm.
ways that you help your clients respond to stress or build their resiliency to decrease the stress response from being fight, flight, freeze, but back to a very parasympathetic state? What are some?
So yeah, I have a studio. I'm doing hands-on healing work. So that's one way they can come to me. Once they're in those really relaxed states, and as our therapeutic, the client therapist relationship keep growing, and they are able to just softening and being with who they really are. So again, it's about the awareness and consciousness. So they start to realize deep who they really are and have deep insight come up. Um, and then yeah, it's just a very natural process like unfolding, softening, and going deeper and expanding.
Yeah.
I don't like push or like manipulate or has any plan. We simply trust and just go into the flow and then to allow whatever comes up and we fully embrace it.
Well,
Yeah,
you
in this
you
way.
you talk about a couple of things, I believe, holistic
Mm.
pulsing.
Yeah, holistic posing.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Mm,
One of the
mm.
methods that you use to get them to relax.
Yeah, so I'm doing mainly two hands-on body work. One is the Chinese Acupoint massage for the head and based on the meridian system. And so the other one is a healing art I learned from Aotearoa from New Zealand itself. It started from last 1980s. And it's like mother rock the baby. It bring the rhythmic movement to different part of the body. In a way, it's literally the same as how the mother rock an upset baby. When you
Mm,
see the baby upset, it's just so natural. We pick it up and gently shake it, and we look at like cats or birds. So when their body generate anger, this is a quick hit way. Anger trigger our body to generate power when we
mm,
face threat or danger. But in real life, we might forget like the cat or the dog or birds, they shake off all the tension
yeah.
unnecessary. Yeah, and we don't need them anymore. And then this part of energy, they stagnant and block our energy flow in there. So by this gentle rhythmic movement, it simply just allow the energy to flow again, and we bring nurturing like the mother, like your best friends to the client's body.
Mm,
It's allow the body, the mind to realign with what's happening here and now, reconnect with the inner self, with the life itself. So it's a very natural way of being. This art, yeah, this kind of therapy doesn't have any manipulation or prayer or yeah, like intention. the intention is really just being with the person and then give the person company like a best friend from a deep level. Whatever happens, I unconditionally accept you, I love you, and I just walk together with you no matter where it's going, but I'm here for you, my friend. Yeah.
I think that is probably the most progressive way of saying I am holding space with you. And no
Yeah.
matter what comes out of your
Mm.
energy or your awareness of what's
Mm.
moving, I'm
Mm.
here with you. And
Mm.
that's
Mm.
beautiful. You also mentioned that
Mm.
you do cranial acupuncture, right?
Yeah. A little bit.
Tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about,
Acupoint. Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what's so important about the head and why
Mm.
you focused on that, on the acupoint for the head.
Mm, mm. So there's a story also linked back to my Papa. Basically, some people like doing reflux surgeries, and you can treat any part of your body from hands, from feet or back. The meridians means we can treat the person remotely, even energetically, we can do distance healing. But within the body, when I treat the head, like there are so many acupoint on the face. When we do a face massage, put your fingers there or doing energy healing, actually people can feel, wow, that links to my feet or something happening there on my tummies. And because the meridians run through our face, they all links all around our body, everywhere. And head is when we describe someone, it's smart or not. Yeah, but usually like the person have a good head, isn't it? Head is part of the body. I feel we use our brain so much. We use our head all the time, even while we are in sleep. Our head probably not sleeping,
Yeah.
and we don't acknowledge and give it enough attention. So I would say everyone, once they put their head in my face or their face in my hands, and they just so relaxed, and the head itself so much loving, the attention, the space that it could have some nourishment.
But
Yeah.
you brought a good point out though. You mentioned that if you're healing the meridians, you don't have to physically be there to heal. You can send energy to those meridians and help the person
Mm.
heal from afar.
Yep.
But at the same
Mm.
time, when we talk about trauma, some
Mm.
people dissociate themselves and numb their nervous system
Mm.
from feeling.
Mm.
So if they don't even know how to feel the sensation,
Mm.
do you think they still feel receive that healing from afar? Do you think that they're
Yeah.
still capable of feeling that sensation?
Mm. Yeah, healing happens even sometimes we don't feel like we taste it. It's
Mhm.
just like when you have good company, the meal tastes better. But when we have it by ourselves, it's the same meal, but we taste differently. However, it's still nourishing our body.
Yeah.
The difference is rely on is so on the meridians, it's not just on meridians. I think the meridians is an energy line where each meridian might have like up to 350 acupoints. So each of these dot, they are like the little doorway to
Mhm.
receive the energy. Um, so in yogi way, they will call like a nadi, the meridian line or chakra.
Mhm.
So that's the same thing. We can direct energy to any part with our mind, not just restrict to meridian, but with people whose inner trauma and is not opening up. I talk from my own experience for quite a long time. When I go into any social gatherings, I feel stressed and because I don't really want to open my heart, and I can feel literally actually I'm holding. So if I go to yoga classes with all of those like back bend, open my heart position, I feel so uncomfortable. However, I think I learned to say it's okay. I great because I used to love and I still loving. There's a price of love, and it's okay if you are not open. It's okay to feel the sense of loss, to still feel the love and protect ourselves. There's nothing wrong that we want to protect ourselves. So
Mm.
I think, yeah, we will still holding the space, and for the person to experience is part of the journey.
Yeah.
Why we just want the end result without like the baby going through our new life when we give birth to our own inner self, to just been through the whole process. I
Mm.
think it's part of the journey, and it's all right, and it's okay not to let go for some time.
Yeah, I absolutely love the way you just said it. I'm writing it down. It's
Mm,
okay to go back through a rebirthing of self
yeah.
when trauma arrives and
Mm,
takes over the body. It's okay to just
mm,
talk
mm,
yourself through it because
yeah.
I was studying a research the other day, and it says
Mm,
language, when you speak, your vocal cord operates at a
mm,
vibration that is
mm,
similar to your DNA string, the
mm,
helix. So as you're
mm,
speaking mostly positive words
mm,
to yourself, that positive vibration is similar to the DNA string. And so you're just
mm,
like you speak positive things to water and it crystallizes, you're
mm,
also crystallizing and strengthening
mm,
yourself by increasing your
mm,
vibration. So I love the
mm,
way you said it's okay. I loved once before, and it's okay to hold
mm,
on to the hurt, but
mm, mm,
continue to open up and
mm,
love
mm,
again. And I absolutely
mm, mm,
love that. I have one more
mm,
question about this
mm,
pulsing. Now, is
mm,
I wrote it down. Is
mm.
koa pulsing the same as holistic pulsing? Is it the
Yeah,
same?
oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah, it's just short for holistic posing. When we talk about holistic, it's the same. There's also a community-based idea. For example, someone coming to saying, "Oh, my shoulder, I got a really big shoulder. This shoulder just really killing me. It's pain. It's sore." And then I look at the part, we rocking, but we look at the whole body saying, my attitude as a therapist, I will not think, oh gosh, yeah, there's a problem, there's a trouble, there's the criminal of the community. We acknowledge your probably your shoulder has been worked too hard.
Yeah,
So if someone works so hard for the entire community, so why we have to get rid of the person? We should avoid it. That's
yeah,
why they are here. We need to give them some really good love and pampering, nourishment, acknowledgement, and then we surrounding our neighbors and community to support this part when their part is not so well. Um, yeah, so that's the only way is a holistic way of thinking. Yeah.
Well, I've gone through 4 major surgeries in the past year
Mm.
because I've had
Wow.
severe arthritis. And right now I'm recovering a week shy of my left knee replacement. And the last one, 6 months ago, I realized that I had to go through an integration ceremony with my new parts. My body, I had to go through a part where I'm talking to my body and
Mm.
saying, welcome, you are a
Mm.
part of me now. I really appreciate you being here to help me continue
Yeah.
my journey. Whatever my highest good is, I
Mm.
really want you to be a part. And I noticed how
Mm.
the muscles, because I could not, the purpose of
Mm.
the physical therapy is to try to get the leg to be straight. Well,
Mm.
it kept on bending a little bit at 10,
Mm.
and it wouldn't
Mm.
move for 2 weeks. It would not move. It would not straighten. But when I went
Mm.
through that reintegration of talking to my body and saying, welcome, yes, you went through trauma. Yes, it hurts, but it's okay. I'm here with
Mm.
you. My leg started to
Mm.
straighten out. And so
Mm.
I love what you just said, and how when you get your clients, you let them know that you can't just say, oh, your shoulders, you can't talk negative to the shoulder. You got to say, you worked hard, and let's give recognition to you because
Mm.
kept up you kept a heavy burden on for a while for me.
Mm.
Thank you. And reward
Mm.
it for for the pain that he had to carry. I absolutely.
Yeah, when you talk about this, and I feel my heart is just opening and oh, got some goosebumps. And yeah, I love the idea how when we treat the whole body like one family, and now we welcome the new members, even they are not like our bloodline from a
Yes.
long time ago, but because they are here, they make the whole family more happier, functional better, and such opening just incredible. And
Yeah.
let's get together, just have those integration and love the words as well. And then
Wow.
now we are going to be a family, and no matter what, we love each other. And thank you for being in this family. Yeah,
Well, thank
I
you.
love this attitude.
I wanted to switch a little bit to talk
Mm,
about the yin and yang because we've talked
yeah.
about emotions, we've talked about trauma and how
Mm,
sometimes it
mm,
forces us into a rebirth
mm,
cycle,
mm,
right? But not
mm,
always. Some people choose not to go into a rebirth cycle, and
mm,
sometimes they don't choose not to open their heart. So
mm.
we can tell us a little bit about your what is your teaching about yin and yang, because the
Mm,
reason why I say teaching is we're
mm,
always students, and
mm,
based on what you picked up in your lived experience from school or from teachers and instructors, and you've come to your own conclusion and story about your affiliation with what yin and yang is. So what is your teaching about yin and yang?
Well, yeah, I love the way you say we are all students. That's why I talk with my students and I thank them to be my teacher so I can be a better student myself.
Yeah.
And I also still, yeah, on the way of exploring like yin and yang. I pretty much embrace the idea of yin and yang because it's give me a lot of wisdom to cope with my life. So basically, yeah, the yin and yang come from, we say, the source. When there's no yin and yang, we are just the oneness, and then one generate two. So the two is yin and yang. Yin means like we can say darkness, like night, and then yang, there's active, like the sun, those energy.
Mm.
Also male and female and visible and invisible. For example, I see your body, that is yang side, and then but I cannot see your energy. However, I can feel it. So there's yin, which is invisible. And also life is goes ups and down and full of changes. It's just part of the nature. So it helped me when cope with any I have a good day, I have bad day. And we know that yin and yang they constantly change with each other and they all help with each other as well.
Yeah.
That's why when the misfortune comes to you, we usually say, oh, congratulations, something good is going to happen afterwards. Because we know.
I love that. I love that. You mentioned something that really, really stuck to me when we were talking about coming on to this podcast. You mentioned something about in relation to yin and yang that even you have to acknowledge the darkness, right? And if you're in that period in your life where you're in the darkness, remember that there's a speck of light is stronger than the entire darkness. Can you talk about that a little bit again? Oh, I lost your voice. Hold on a second. So we're talking
Yeah.
about that speck of light,
Yeah.
and in relation to Eastern Christianity, we talk about the
Mm,
seed, the strength of one mustard seed when it comes in relation to
mm,
your faith. That's all you
mm,
need is that one mustard seed. So tell me a little bit
mm.
more about that speck of light.
Um, so I live in the mountain, very much grounded and connect with the land. If if without land, we without the Mother Earth, there won't be lightness in the beginning. So we have to acknowledge in order to have the light, to have the space, we need to have the ground, we need to have the heavy things under us.
Mhm.
Otherwise, there's no way we can feel the light, just like in the space, if there is no gravity.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember you asked me the question like how to cope with like negativity. That's when the conversation where we come to, I
Yes.
said, in a room, it might, or in a cave, it has been dark for thousands of years. But even one spark of one matches, one candles can just break up break up those um, darkness for thousands of years. So that's what we use it to describe may probably the awareness and love is the
Yeah.
same as in Christianities. When
Wow.
you have love, there are tons of reasons that you don't love someone, you don't love yourself. But
Mm.
simply, if you decided to love and the reason is enough, such a strong motivation saying, Lisha, no matter what happened to you, I decide to love you for whatever reason, no matter if you have legs or you don't have knees, and no matter how old you are,
Yeah.
long shirt, long hair, short hair, what colors, but I decide to love you. Such love is so strong, it's the strongest viewpoint which can cut out any negativity.
You know, if you don't mind, I'm going to share a little story. Is that okay?
Mm. Sure.
Yesterday, 2 days ago, my privacy was violated by someone entering my property and leaving my gate
Oh.
open. And they've been doing this about 4 times now with the intention of stealing my dog or allowing my dog. They leave it open so that they think the dog will just go wandering away, and then they will steal the dog. And I was frustrated. It would there, there are several ways I can react. I can be hyper vigilant. I could be always paranoid looking. I have cameras, but the cameras are not doing their job. So I could be afraid. I could be angry. I could be sad. I could be depressed, or I can do what I did. I wrote a letter and I
Mm,
posted it on Facebook on public. And the last part of the message says, to whoever you are, I send you love, and may the light that shines
mm,
through love deliver you
mm,
into an area where your lessons are. And may those
mm.
lessons be something for your highest good. And it
Oh,
felt
this is so
so
beautiful.
good to apply love to
Mm,
something that should have been negative.
mm.
Absolutely love that. So I
Love
looked
that
at
story.
I followed your videos, and I really, really, really followed a couple of things that you're doing. You are a Tai Chi and a Qigong
Mm,
instructor.
mm,
So when we talk about holistic healing, we also talk about movement, and moving
mm,
the body is so
mm,
important. So tell me a
mm.
little bit about Tai Chi and how does it help with the holistic view of helping the body through its movement towards health.
Um, yeah, so Tai Chi and Qigong, the philosophy underneath this movement, again, is a kind of being with and non-doing. And so it's an energy work and basically open up the healing space for the Qi, for the Holy Spirit to heal the whole body. And so all the injections and movements we see from outside, the differences with exercise is that you don't actually have to follow the teacher's movement, but you do need to listen to the instructions. So you know how the energy moved. And for people like I'm now teaching also in retirement home village, they might not be able to do all the movement. If you can even simply imagine and with your thought
Mhm.
directing the energy through your whole body, the healing still happens. As an energy healer, you'll understand how our
Yeah.
thought actually can and yeah, control and direct the energy flow. So with the movement, it's linked with our physical body, which is a yeah, we should be really grateful. I think for me, we are all spiritual beings and we come into this earth, we live here and we need this body. This body is not part of me, but it's like my best friend. We need to look after it. And the best way to look after it is to have healthy food and then do some proper movement. The body is not designed like the furniture stay there still forever. That's why, yeah. So on the holistic way, it's very good to do the some exercise.
I love the way you say your body is your best friend. It's, you're a spirit in a body, and your
Mm,
body is your best friend. And oftentimes we
yeah.
just use it as a furniture, and
Mm,
and then we get confused when other people use us. So it's
Yeah.
a really good way to say, oh, if you don't want to be used, then you need to
Mm.
treat your best friend better so that
Yeah.
when that energy is put out, then people
Mm.
will know not to treat you any other way but the way you treat your best friend.
Yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely
exactly.
love it. Now,
Yeah.
with people who can't move, you
Mm.
mentioned this, and this brings hope. You mentioned that you can still simulate it in your head, in your mind, because
Mm.
the mind doesn't know
Mm.
the difference between something
Mm.
physically being done
Yeah.
or mentally being done. So
Mm.
I love the fact that Tai Chi and Qigong are two of the exercises
Mm.
that is done as a community. So when people are
Yeah.
doing it, the energy itself, the Qi is moving in that group.
Yeah.
It
Mm.
magnifies itself. So if someone
Yeah.
like myself who can't move right now, and you're doing it and you're moving, but I'm in my mind is following, I can still feel the same results, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. I think I need
Yeah.
to do my qigong next week then, because I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I can sit
yeah.
down and do it.
Yeah. And if our mind is attentive enough, there's always movement. Some people might think you cannot move, but we are breathing. And breathe, you breathe in, breathe out is a movement.
Right.
And I think this very similar to the Christian's prayers. We say, let go of your own plan and let God take over or take charge of your life. Let the Holy Spirit fill you. So it's the same kind of healing. We call the chi. We open
Yeah,
up the space. Yeah.
I love
Can
that.
you still hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Mm.
thinking about a question that you
Mm.
talked
Mm.
about in one of your videos about
Mm.
several ways to reset
Mm.
reset to
Mm.
prevent burnout. Can you tell us a little bit about some ways, 3 ways to reset using Acupoint to prevent burnout?
So one point is that we can focus on Dantian, which is a main acupuncture point. You know, when we come out from the mother's womb, we draw the energy nutrition for our belly button.
Mm,
So even as an adult, so this lower part of body below our core powerhouse, and this still where the energy comes out and we store our essential chi, essential energy, the light force to nourish our body, our mind. So a very good meditation technique is that you can simply with your hands like hold your tummy right under your belly button and you feel the warmth. Yeah, and it's a very grounding exercise as well. And just like like the mother, look at the baby, or when the baby want to walk and try the baby steps, you hold the baby, but you don't hold it too tight. So as we hold our attention there, and we also allow some space, allow the
mm,
energies, allow the Holy Spirit, the
mm.
healthy, fresh energies coming there. And from here, then it will automatically just the body has its own wisdom, like our best friend. So
Yeah.
long as we stay there, we holding attention, like I'm here for you.
Mm.
I'm I'm just here being with you. And yeah, let's like sit together and invite the Holy Spirit, invite the Chi and coming here. Then yeah, there's a powerhouse. It will just
Okay.
transmit the energy to every part of the body.
Yeah, and
Mm.
I also saw you did an exercise about
Mm.
relaxing your shoulder. You know, like some people hold tension in their shoulder. Can you
Mm.
demonstrate that shoulder relaxing technique for our audience to get a glimpse of what you do when you do your workshops?
Yeah, sure. So the techniques we just mentioned, like focus, our concentration, the meditation techniques, focus on your dantian. That's also how with our energy, because most of our energy, the yin and yang, when we hold the tension, it cannot automatically like heavy. Yin energy will drop down to our feet, And the yang energy is supposed to keep our upper body mobile and active. They will keep our body agile and will be stuck there as well. So a lot of people, because our body position and not moving our core enough, so the yin energy checked at the shoulder. And that's when you feel the tense, feel heaviness, and our feet and leg, they don't have enough yin energy to ground them. So a lot of people might feel heavy headache, a heavy head on top and light on the feet. And this is the other way around. That's why when we hold the energy there and we open up your core house, open up the space, the yin and yang will automatically shift. It's a natural way. This how, if someone can simply do their meditation, the shoulder tension will disappear. However, there's also other exercise. There are quite few. I'm not sure which one you want me to show.
Give me three.
Give you three.
Yes.
Yeah, so one way, if you are one of the best way, so it's called like both hands. I'm not sure you can see me.
I can see
Both
it.
hands up holding the heaven. So not on the floor, but if you are sitting on the ground, so your hands start with right. Okay,
Right by belly button.
Yeah, so in front of your belly button. As you inhale, you bring your hands through your middle line. Yeah. And then you turn your palms up and you connect with the heavenly energy. Yeah, and press up. Yeah. And then you bring the heavenly energy down from the side, a big circle. Very easy and simple. Yeah, and feel the light and send the love and blessing to the ground. And now you connect with the earthy energy. And then again, like holding a big ball. And then bring your hands again, like through your middle line. Yeah. And then again, and holding up the heaven, connect with the sky, the heavenly energy, and then everything in between. So this one is very profound. As we connect with the deepest core, we also connect with the heaven, the earth, and everything in between.
I noticed you look up to the heavens. So everywhere your hand went, your face, your gaze went with it.
Yeah. It's also mentally cultivate our connection, our cosmos connection with the whole universe. The whole universe is inside us, but it also outside. So with Tai Chi, so the character Tai, so in Chinese, like a person really opening up, like really expanding. So there's the Chinese character Da, means big. And then with one dot on top of this character Da, they become Tai. There's a Tai Chi's Tai. So basically means you hold your energy center, but at the meantime, you are also expanding.
Oh, wow.
Connect with everything in you. And it's where we back to the source. So if it's a movement we just doing, this one is quite good to balance the energy distribution in the three energy center, but also is open and mobile the shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. I had a question, but it just fled my mind. But I just absolutely love the fact that you are doing several workshops, and you mentioned that you have some coming up. What are those workshops so that do you do them online that people can enter?
No moment, not yet, but yeah, I will hope to, probably with some of your help. I haven't tried online workshop yet.
I would
I
love
really
to
look
do that.
forward to.
I can
Yeah,
definitely
because
do that.
my last workshop was fully booked and people have really a good time, and I have some students already booking the next workshop. So
I would love to help you with that. I have one more question, and then I'm going to ask some silly questions after that to wrap up. This question is about the energy centers. You know, the way I've been taught to connect to my energy centers is to understand that there's a front and a back to it. So like my heart, there's a front entrance and a back entrance. Is that the way you guys see the energy centers?
Yeah, China is probably developed more theory on the energy line and on our middle line. Yes, there is a front and a back. So if we breathe in, so yin and yang, so the
Mm.
same, very similar way. There's a back door and front door, and they kind of in charge differently.
So I have to stand up a little
Mm,
bit. You brought the question back to my mind. So in an experience I was doing with my doctor, she's an
mm,
osteopath. She doesn't
mm,
manipulate like a chiropractor, she doesn't
mm,
force the muscle to adjust. She just touches different points.
mm,
And in every experience I've gone with her, I've seen energy flow. And when there is a release of the stuckness, the stuck energy, when the
mm,
energy unstuck, it starts to flow in
mm.
almost a ribbon like flow. And what do you think of course it's chi, but what do you think is going on there?
Good question, and I think it's very individual.
Well, yeah, but it's
Probably you will be the better person to describe from your own experience.
I
Yeah,
love that.
because
I love
the
that.
sensation of qi could embody on blood flow or nerve release and on the muscles and release, and there could be many different levels when the energy start to flow, and even thought pattern come to the surface. It's
Mhm.
very common in relaxation that sometimes we call it like tissue issue in the tissue when we deal with the tissue and some issue come up. So it's very individual with what's happening, what's going on.
So that is why when we talk about trauma and we talk about healing,
Mm,
it is a very personal experience, and
yeah.
everyone's personal experience is very important. So hearing
Mm,
you and listening to you and holding space with you is very important to us as practitioners to understand that your experience is completely individualistic and different.
mm,
So
yeah.
I really absolutely
Yeah.
love that. What do you
Mm.
do for your self-care?
Me,
Yes,
yeah, I like doing Qigong and Tai Chi. That's part of the reason now I'm become a teacher myself, so I can practice more. And then you can see my babies behind me. I got a lot of house plant and
I
it's
love
my
that.
fingers and look after my babies.
Yes, I
Inside and
love.
outside. Yeah, I have a not so big garden, but I grow a lot of things. We have harvest different. We have two different lemon trees, and then two different variety of blueberries, and then I got quite a lot lettuce, three different kind of spinach and lettuce. I have five different varieties in the garden. So this summer I'm pretty self-sufficient on salad.
We love that. What is your definition of mind, body, and soul? How do they
Mm,
all connect?
yeah, they are more connected. I think you ask such good questions. I'm not quite good at giving definition. I probably not more looking at like their relationship when I work with them because they are when I work with the body, I know I'm actually dealing with the mind and the soul. So yeah, when asked like what's the differences or definition, probably body is we can see it, mind
Yeah.
and we can feel someone's happy or not happy when we are tuning in, and
Mm,
then we saw is, yeah, usually kind of have some hint, but in the therapeutic space, sometimes as intuitive healer, we might hear something, but it's also allow the person, as you say, as we understand, everyone's healing journey is so individual, and the person himself or herself, themselves are the best specialists. So I'm not in a position to give them advice. I just pray and ask and hope and with the intention that I want to connect with you on your highest soul level. And
amen.
then I work together with you on your individual, unique healing journey. As your very good friends, and thank you for being here and allowed me to accompany you to walk this journey. And I know in the entire universe, it just only happened once. The time will not in
Right.
and out or it's just happened once. So I thank them, acknowledge them from my soul level
Mhm.
and with the intention. There will be, yeah, a little bit. yeah, of my experience. But it's all right. I'm not quite probably did not answer your question.
What is your opinion
Mm,
about and I think I already know the answer about social
mm.
support and in its role for healing?
Wow, it's so important. Yeah, I think yeah, we talk about like how to cope with some negative energies, or even sometimes we feel like some negative attacked, and then they mention like support ourselves with positive environment. And a
Yeah.
positive environment like a clean and nice house full of life and green
Mm,
vibes. And the most important part, I think, is to support and surround us with positive people who
yeah.
will love me, who will support me, who knows that even I'm in a difficult situation, they will not judge me. And we need to stick with those people because they give
Absolutely.
us strength and give our love and help us to cultivate self-love. Yeah, and on this, like in my Tai Chi class, a lot of students they said they feel great not because such a good teacher. They say they feel great because they met so many nice classmates and make friends related to other people on this level, and they all learn something new. And like in the beginning, back to you said, we are all students, so it's okay to make mistake. It's okay to have a love and let go, and we look at the positive side, look at what we are going to become, what look at what we already gained. So their social support is incredible to them to go through their own personal journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I absolutely, Jing,
Mm,
love what
mm,
you just said. We are wrapping up. I wanted to ask you and give you the space to, if you
mm,
have a message, one message that you'd love the world to hear, what would that
mm.
message be?
I will quote someone you will know, Gandhi's quote saying, "That's also my value of the value of my own studio, the Healing Heart. So
Hmm.
my value is be the change you wish to see in the world."
Amen. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. Well, thank you so much. We are looking
Mm,
forward to her getting more online. And so that is going to be
mm.
my service back to you is to help you get online and so that more
Oh, thank
people
you.
across the world can get exposure to your techniques and to the beautiful energy that you have and contributing to towards healing for the greater good. So,
Thank you for hosting me and for all your work as putting in this program, inviting me and reach out to me. It's incredible and like a miracle that how I
yeah,
met you. And thank God, and I really appreciate it. The
yes,
spirit, God, and all your ancestor, your friends and families, and hold you up here and being here and share this time with me. Thank you.
so much. Thank you so much. Until next time, guys, we will see you sooner than later.